you tell me a little bit about the literary inspirations and sources that you tap into for creating electronic and improvised and story-based music?
Sure. So I read a lot. So pretty much reading something every day. Pretty much a hardcore science fiction fan. So reading a lot of science fiction or things which are just on the boundary of more traditional literature. I enjoy that.
Mm.
And that inspires as I'm improvising to, take some chances and try to evolve my own playing so that it has some structure and but yet changes over time. I'm using loopers that are unsynchronized. So in the same way, it's as I input ideas into these, now that's another musician that I'm in essence that I'm working with. It's almost like another character in the story. So now as I'm working against that, it's okay, what's a motif now that might blend nicely with that and find some space to fit that in. And all of a sudden they're just sort of, these ideas are floating over one another. So, we're both creating these underlying motifs that are layering and floating over one another, and they're not necessarily in time. So that changes itself, or that foundation is shifting. And Glenn is playing these beautiful melodies over top. And from the story perspective, that's where my ear saw the arc. I really in the mixing, in the effort of mixing this, it was tapping into Glenn's own playing that and just the way he evolves his melodies. And that's where, for me, it's like, wow, that's where this whole story arc is really coming from for me, the way I listen.
Glenn, are you thinking narratively as you're constructing an improvisation or one of these pieces?
I was just thinking about that. I'm thinking, okay, I just did this. What's going to sound good next, basically? Or
And he's very good at it. You see, so he chooses wisely.
yeah, I'm just, I'm going along and thinking, yeah, here's where I am. Where do I want to go from here? And when I listen back, I'm sort of surprised that it sounds coherent because, you sort of get into a zone where you're just playing and making things happen, but you're not necessarily totally conscious of it. Although part of my brain is like, okay, is this going on too long, or should I bring something new here or whatever? There's a lot of things going on in your mind while you're playing something like this. That's why it's just important to have like control over your technology. So it's intuitive. So you don't have to put another part of your brain into the technology or anything, that you're just sort of like making choices and making them happen sort of automatically because you know how it all works.